We are Team 1F. We present our game Arknight. You may remember us from You may remember us from last week when we lost horribly to Team Antibodies.
Sorry, man, you gonna recover.
And we remember you though, that's what matters.
Okay, so we have an improved main menu, and there's a we can control the volume of the setting of the volume. There's a full screen. There's something weird about the volume setting and being constant when you close the game and open it again. We don't know why.
Like it's the same.
Yeah, like if we close the game and open it, they stay there. Okay, start. Okay, so first we redrew Art. He has an idle animation now and pause menu. There's a pause menu. It does some basic things. Okay, so there's an idle animation. We have improved platforms. It actually looks like better than green square. Okay, there's a walking animation now. All right. If he lobs paint, the paint actually looks like paint. And the paint functions like it did last time. So more paint makes you jump higher. We have some enemies now. So this is a chaser. This is a cleaner. The we have listened to your ideas. You actually had some good ideas about what the enemies might do. And so the cleaner, he's annoying. He just cleans up your paint. You don't like it. But the chaser will see that you have paint and try to apprehend you. That's the one that we're going to implement will react to the paint the same way that Art reacts to the paint in some humorous ways. Unfortunately, that implementation is not there yet. So the blue paint does the same thing. You can slide forward. Actually, that's more of a zoom forward. We want to implement an actual slide animation later. And then to make this big distance, you would need a combination of red and blue. And now, enemies chasing you. Yeah, we have a kind of, if you ever played the game Celeste, we have a kind of, if you fall to your doom or you are apprehended at all, restart. And
another thing we have is also, do you mind putting, see where you have a counter? It kind of shows how much paint we have, so if you do it again, it goes up to 2. That kind of tells you how much, up to 3. It tells you how much paint is stacked there. And honestly, if you guys have some feedback, we would love to know. But that's what we have so far for letting you kind of know how much is there.
also, if you put multiple paints down, it matters what order you put them down in. The function doesn't matter, but the art matters. And there's a little animation for him throwing the paint too. It's not in its final form, but it's better than it was.
You guys have a little death counter, you know, to say how many times you know, like,
You died 6 times. If you don't fall to your doom, end the scene.
There's 3 minutes.
And then, all right. And do you want to show up really quick, evading the chaser? Put down breast paint. I wasn't expecting that. I thought Art was going to jump over him, not the other guy.
I like that better. I like that better.
Show feature improvements.
All right, and then we have a few improvements that we want to make in the future, and we have a little PowerPoint ready for that. All right, so in the future, we might want to implement a medieval type font that you saw there before. We're not sure that's the right one. That was old English. Okay, so you saw that the red and blue work together to give you kind of an improved jump. And then recently, yellow with other stuff did nothing. We want to add, if yellow is in the mix, that instead of automatically doing what the paint says you're going to do, you can step on the paint and then press a button and you decide when it happens, instead of it being automatic. Okay, so we want to implement the levels. We have them designed, but actually implementing them was more of a challenge than we originally thought, especially with some of the vertical sections we have. The vertical is weird. Vertical platforms are weird. So at the end of each level, we want to have 10 levels. The first level is going to be a tutorial level, and then the other 9 levels will all end with a boss. And we have some ideas for a boss. They should be mostly funny. You know, I really want to put Mr. Clean in here, but we're not sure the copyright issues will allow us.
Ball hitter, man.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay. Okay, so we obviously want to improve animations. The enemies, you saw it just kind of idly zoomed forward. Enemies need animations, they need to capture, they need to clean, and then art. So you saw art throw paint like 2 tiles in front of them. Art should be able to throw the paint anywhere on the screen, and that needs its own animation. And it would also be nice if it had a trajectory preview so that you don't waste your paint. And there is another character that we want to introduce, Vincent, the wizard. And Vincent's only going to be in the first and last scene of this game, but he's going to be in Art's helmet and act as his guide to the game. One more slide. And there's a script. We have a story. We will implement dialogue. Dialogues, if true. And that is it. Thank you.